Ladies and gentlemen, there's a power in privacy, a power so strong that wise people use it as their secret weapon. In a world where everyone is broadcasting their every move, where every thought is posted, where every dream is shared before it's even built, there is wisdom in keeping some things to yourself. Your dreams are fragile. They are like a small, delicate seed planted in the soil of your mind, waiting to grow into something great. But just like any seed, if it's exposed too soon, if it's placed in the wrong environment, if it's not protected, it may never grow at all. Too many people make the mistake of sharing their dreams before they have even started building them. They tell friends, family, coworkers, sometimes even strangers, what they are planning to do, what they hope to achieve, where they see themselves in the next 5 years. And often they do this looking for encouragement, for validation, for someone to say, that's a great idea. But what they don't realize is that not everyone will see their vision the way they do. Not everyone will believe in them. And not everyone will want to see them succeed. Some people, even those closest to you, might project their own fears onto your dreams. They'll say things like, are you sure that's a good idea? What if it doesn't work out? Maybe you should stick to what you know. These words, spoken casually, can plant seeds of doubt in your mind. And doubt is like poison to ambition. The moment you start second guessing yourself, the moment you start thinking maybe they're right, you've already taken a step back from your goal. And then there are those who don't just doubt you, but secretly compete with you. The ones who smile in your face but hope you never make it further than them. You tell them your plans, and suddenly they're moving faster than you, doing the very thing you were about to start. Not everyone wants to see you win. Not everyone will clap when you succeed. Some people only support you as long as you stay at their level. The moment you try to rise, they become uncomfortable. So what's the lesson here? Protect your dreams, hold them close, work in silence, move in the shadows until you are ready to step into the light. The most successful people don't announce their plans, they show their results. Think about the greatest leaders, the most influential minds, the innovators and game changers. They didn't waste time telling the world what they were going to do. They just did it. When you keep your dreams to yourself, you give them time to grow without interference. You allow yourself the freedom to make mistakes, to learn, to adjust without outside pressure. Because let's be real, when you announce something, people start watching. They start asking, hey, how's that project going? Did you get that business off the ground yet? And if you hit a roadblock, if things don't go as planned, suddenly you feel like you failed in front of an audience. But if you had kept it private, you could have pivoted, changed direction, found another way without the weight of other people's expectations. Another reason to guard your dreams is that sometimes even well-meaning people can talk you out of them. They don't do it out of malice. They do it out of their own limitations. Maybe they tried and failed, so they assume you will too. Maybe they've never seen anyone succeed at what you're trying to do, so they can't imagine it's possible. But their reality is not your reality. Their limits are not your limits. You are capable of things that others cannot even comprehend, but only if you believe in yourself enough to drown out the noise and move forward no matter what. Think about an artist creating a masterpiece. Do they stop and show every brushstroke to the world? Do they ask for opinions after every detail they add? No. They work in silence. They pour their vision onto the canvas without interruption. And only when the painting is complete do they step back and reveal it. That's how you should treat your dreams. Build them quietly, perfect them without distraction, and when the time is right, let the world see the finished product, not the process. There is power in keeping things to yourself, power in silence, power in letting your results do the talking. Your dreams don't need validation from others. They need commitment from you. And when you understand that, when you stop looking for permission and start putting in the work, nothing will be able to stop you. So protect your dreams, guard them like treasure. Speak less and do more. Because when you finally step into the light, when you finally show the world what you've built, they won't have anything left to say except, wow. Life will test you. Hard days will come. You will face rejection, heartbreak, failure. But listen, every struggle you go through is a lesson meant for you, not for the world. Because the truth is, Not everyone who listens wants to help. Some listen just to gossip. Some listen just to judge. Some listen not because they care, but because they're waiting to see if you'll fall. That's why wise people don't expose their wounds before they heal. They don't make their struggles public because they understand that vulnerability is sacred and not everyone deserves access to it. There is a time for speaking and a time for silence. But when you are in the middle of the storm, when the weight of life feels unbearable, when you're facing setbacks, betrayals, disappointments, that is the time to be quiet. Not because you're afraid, not because you're weak, but because strength is built in the silence. It's in those moments when you're alone with your struggles that you truly learn who you are. The mistake most people make is believing that sharing their pain with the world will bring them relief. They think that if they announce their struggles, the world will show them compassion. But let me tell you something. Most people don't care, and the few who do can't always help you. Pain is a personal journey. Healing is a personal journey. Growth is something that happens in the dark, away from the noise, away from the opinions, away from the spotlight. Look at the strongest people you know, the ones who carry themselves with wisdom, with grace, with power. They have all been through something, but they didn't let the world watch them break. They didn't turn their struggles into entertainment for others to consume. They went through the fire in silence, and when they came out on the other side, they weren't just survivors, they were warriors. Understand this. When you expose your weaknesses, you give people the opportunity to use them against you. That doesn't mean you should pretend to be perfect. It doesn't mean you should bottle everything up. But it does mean that you need to be intentional about who you open up to, because not everyone who asks about your problems is asking to help you. Some are asking so they can use your pain as ammunition. Some are asking so they can feel better about their own lives. Some are asking just to have something to talk about when you're not in the room. This world is full of people who wear masks. Some will smile in your face and celebrate your failures behind your back. Some will pretend to be your friend but secretly compete with you. Some will tell you they support you but will be the first to doubt you when times get tough. The less people know about your struggles, the less they can use them to harm you. That's why wise people choose their confidants carefully. They don't vent to just anyone. They don't share their burdens with those who haven't earned their trust. They understand that their pain is valuable and they protect it. Instead of seeking validation from the world, they turn inward. They pray. They reflect. They seek guidance from those who truly care. And when they do speak, they do it from a place of wisdom, not desperation. Every challenge you face is a lesson, and lessons aren't meant to be broadcasted. They're meant to be learned. Your struggles are shaping you, strengthening you, molding you into the person you're meant to become. But if you constantly seek outside validation, if you allow the world to see you at your lowest, you risk letting others define your story before you even have the chance to write it yourself. Silence is not weakness. Silence is discipline. Silence is strategy. The strongest battles are fought in the mind, not in public. The deepest wounds heal when they are protected, not exposed. And the most powerful transformations happen in private, away from the judgment, away from the noise, away from the expectations of others. So the next time you're struggling, remember this. Not every battle is meant to be shared. Some battles are meant to be fought alone, not because you don't have support, not because you don't have people who love you, but because some victories are only won in silence. And when you do rise, when you do overcome, when you do find your strength again, let them see the results, not the suffering. Let them witness the growth, not the pain. Let them wonder how you made it through, rather than watching you struggle in real time. Because when you master the art of silence, when you learn to hold your struggles close and your strength even closer, you don't just survive, you thrive. Your personal life and relationships are sacred. They are the foundation of your peace, your strength, and your emotional well-being. Yet in today's world, people are quick to put every detail of their lives on display. Every romantic moment, every friendship, every disagreement, and every milestone. But wise people understand something crucial. What is private should remain private. Not everything is meant for public consumption. When you expose your personal life too much, you open the door for outside opinions, unnecessary scrutiny, and negative energy that you never invited in the first place. The truth is, not everyone who watches you wants the best for you. Some people are just waiting for an opportunity to judge, to criticize, or to see you fail. Some are envious, some are bitter, and some simply love the drama of watching other people's lives unfold. And once you put something out there, you can't take it back. Words spoken can be forgotten, but words posted, shared, and spread, those live forever. In relationships, whether romantic, family, or friendships, privacy is protection. The more people know, the more opinions they have. And the more opinions they have, the more confusion and doubt can creep in. Think about it. How many strong relationships have been ruined, not by the people in them, but by the voices outside of them? A small disagreement once shared with the wrong ears can be turned into a mountain. A private struggle once exposed can become public entertainment. The strongest relationships are built on trust, respect, and understanding. Things that should never be dependent on the validation of outsiders. It's easy to seek reassurance from others, to share personal details hoping for advice, sympathy, or validation. But you have to ask yourself, what am I really gaining by making my personal life public? Am I looking for support, or am I inviting unnecessary attention? There is a fine line between sharing for connection and sharing for approval. Wise people recognize that not every detail needs to be discussed, not every moment needs to be posted, and not every issue needs outside involvement. Some things should be handled in private, between the people directly involved, without interference. Another thing to consider is that when you share too much about your personal life, you give people access to manipulate, judge, or even use that information against you. The world doesn't need to know every aspect of your relationships, your struggles, or your happiness. There is a special kind of peace that comes with keeping certain things between you and the people who truly matter. Privacy doesn't mean secrecy. It means protection. It means valuing what you have enough to shield it from unnecessary eyes and voices. Some of the happiest, most successful people live quiet lives. They celebrate their joys without broadcasting them. They work through their struggles without making them a public spectacle. And they cherish their relationships without turning them into a performance for the world to see. Social media has made people believe that if something isn't shared, it isn't real. But real love, real happiness, and real success don't need an audience. They thrive in the quiet, in the spaces where validation isn't required and where outside opinions don't hold power. There is strength in mystery, in knowing that not everyone has access to your deepest thoughts, your closest relationships, or your personal struggles. Privacy allows you to move without pressure, to grow without interference, and to love without unnecessary complications. It keeps you focused on what truly matters instead of getting lost in a world that thrives on attention and validation. Wise people choose their inner circle carefully. They understand that trust is earned, not given freely. They know that not everyone who smiles in their face has their best interests at heart. They recognize that true connection doesn't need constant validation from the outside world. The less people know about your personal life, the more control you have over your peace. So before you share that next personal detail, before you let outsiders into your relationships or struggles, ask yourself, does this need to be public? Will this benefit me, or will it expose me? Am I protecting what I value, or am I opening the door for unnecessary problems? Because once something is out there, you can't take it back. You can't control how others will interpret it, spread it, or use it, but you can control what you choose to keep sacred. Privacy is power. Protect your peace, guard your relationships, and never let the outside world dictate the things that belong to you alone. Not everyone deserves a front row seat in your life. That's a truth that wise people understand. And it's a lesson that can save you from unnecessary disappointment, drama, and distraction. In a world where social media and constant connectivity make it seem like we have to share everything with everyone, those who master the art of selective access gain an incredible advantage. Think about it. Every time you let someone into your personal world, you give them power. You give them the ability to influence your thoughts, your emotions, and even your self-worth. The people you allow close to you can either build you up or break you down. And that's why you must be intentional about who gets access to your time, your energy, and your mind. There's a reason why stadiums have different seating sections. Not everyone gets to sit courtside. Some people watch from the stands, some only see the highlights. Your life should be no different. You can't afford to give everyone front row access to your struggles, your victories, your dreams, and your weaknesses, because the truth is not everyone is meant to be that close. Some people are just meant to watch from a distance. The people who belong in your front row are those who genuinely support you, not just when things are good, but when things get tough. They are the ones who encourage you, challenge you, and hold you accountable. They are not the ones who drain your energy, fill your mind with doubt, or take advantage of your kindness. The mistake many people make is giving VIP passes to those who haven't earned them. People who don't truly care, people who are only there for the show, people who disappear when things aren't entertaining anymore. You must learn to recognize the difference between those who are clapping for you and those who are waiting for you to fail. Because not everyone who smiles at you has good intentions. Some people listen to your dreams just so they can discourage you. Some people pretend to support you while secretly envying you. And some people only stick around because they see you as a source of benefits, not as a person they genuinely value. Privacy is protection. The less people know about your personal life, the less they can interfere with it. Some things are meant to be kept between you and the few people who truly matter. Your deepest struggles, your biggest dreams, and your personal relationships should not be on display for just anyone to see. When you keep certain things private, you maintain control over your own peace. You don't allow unnecessary opinions, jealousy, or negativity to disrupt your journey. There's a level of peace that comes with being selective. You don't owe the world access to your emotions, your ambitions, or your private battles. The more you share, the more vulnerable you become to unnecessary noise. And the more you keep sacred, the more control you have over your own destiny. It takes wisdom to know who belongs in your life and who doesn't. It takes strength to distance yourself from those who drain your energy, even if you've known them for years. And it takes courage to walk away from situations that no longer serve your growth. But in the end, it's always worth it. Because the people you surround yourself with will shape your mindset, your decisions, and ultimately your future. Guard your space. Protect your energy. Choose wisely who gets to walk this journey with you. Not everyone deserves a front row seat. Some people are better off in the audience, focused on becoming the best version of yourself. In a world that never stops talking, where people feel the need to constantly prove themselves, there is something incredibly powerful about letting your moves speak louder than your words. Too often, people spend more time announcing what they're going to do rather than actually doing it. They make big declarations, they share their plans with anyone who will listen, and they expect applause before the work is even done. But wise people understand something different. They know that the loudest person in the room is rarely the most successful. They know that the ones who achieve greatness are the ones who move in silence, focusing on their work instead of chasing validation. When you constantly talk about what you're going to do, you invite opinions, distractions, and even doubt. You give people the chance to project their fears onto you. You give them the opportunity to question your vision before it's even had the chance to take shape. And sometimes, that's all it takes to plant a seed of doubt in your own mind. That's why the most successful people understand that their best moves are the ones they make quietly. They let their results do the talking. They let their progress speak for itself. Think about the most inspiring figures in history, the ones who truly changed the game, the ones who built legacies that lasted. They didn't waste their energy trying to convince the world of their greatness before they had achieved it. They didn't seek approval before taking action. They got to work. They put in the time, the effort, the discipline, and when the world finally took notice, it was because their results were undeniable. The problem with talking too much about what you're going to do is that it creates a false sense of accomplishment. The moment you share your plans, you get a small dose of the satisfaction that comes from actually achieving them. People nod, they applaud, they tell you it's a great idea, and suddenly you feel like you've already won. But words don't build empires. Talking about success is not the same as achieving it. The only thing that truly matters is action. When you stay silent about your moves, you gain an edge that most people don't have. You become unpredictable. You don't give anyone the opportunity to undermine you before you've even started. You keep your energy focused on execution rather than validation. And most importantly, you protect your vision from unnecessary outside influence. People will always have opinions. They will always have something to say about your dreams, your plans, your ambitions. Some will doubt you, some will discourage you, and some will even try to copy you. But when you move in silence, none of that matters. You eliminate the noise, you free yourself from the weight of expectations, and you allow yourself to work with pure intention, undistracted by the world's chatter. The truth is, results speak louder than words ever could. When you achieve something great, you won't need to announce it. People will see it. They will feel it. They will know. Because real success doesn't need an introduction. It doesn't need a speech, a social media post, or a round of applause before it happens. It just is. So don't waste your energy trying to prove yourself before the time is right. Don't fall into the trap of seeking recognition before you've earned it. Stay focused. Stay disciplined. Keep your head down and do the work. Let your success be undeniable. Let it speak so loudly that the world has no choice but to take notice. And when they finally ask how you did it, when they wonder how you made it happen, you won't have to say a word. Because by then, your results will have already spoken for you. Privacy is a superpower. In a world obsessed with sharing, where people broadcast every detail of their lives for validation, those who understand the value of discretion hold the real power. There is something profoundly strong about a person who moves in silence. Someone who doesn't feel the need to announce every plan, every success, or every struggle. The truth is, not everyone deserves access to your life. The more people know about you, the more opinions you invite, the more distractions you allow, and the more vulnerable you become. Think about it. When people know too much, they feel entitled to comment, to criticize, to question your every move. They form opinions about your choices before you even get the chance to make them. They place expectations on you that have nothing to do with your reality. And worst of all, some will secretly hope you fail. There is power in mystery. The less people know, the less they can interfere. The less they know, the less they can use against you. Silence is not weakness, it is strategy. Wise people understand this. They don't reveal everything they think, feel, or plan. They don't expose every part of their journey because they know not every audience is friendly. Some people watch just to see you stumble. Some listen just to hear something they can use to bring you down. Some smile in your face but secretly compete with you behind your back. When you keep certain things to yourself, you protect your peace. You stay in control of your own story. You don't give people the opportunity to ruin what they don't even know exists. A private life is a peaceful life. It doesn't mean you're hiding, it means you're selective. It doesn't mean you're secretive, it means you're wise. Social media has created an illusion that everything must be shared, that if you don't post it, it didn't happen. But that's a lie. The most successful, the most focused, the most disciplined people in the world are not the ones who post every move. They are the ones working behind closed doors while others are busy talking. They are the ones perfecting their craft in silence while others are distracted by noise. Think about the greatest minds, the most legendary figures in history. They didn't spend time explaining themselves to everyone. They didn't seek validation from the world. They moved with purpose, not for attention. Their work spoke for them. Their results made the noise. Privacy gives you freedom. Freedom to change, to grow, to evolve without the pressure of outside opinions. Freedom to make mistakes without the world watching. Freedom to build something meaningful without unnecessary interference. When you master the art of privacy, you gain control over your energy. You decide who gets access to your thoughts, your emotions, your ambitions. Look at your life right now. How much of it have you given away to the wrong people? How much energy have you wasted explaining yourself to those who don't even deserve a response? How many dreams have you let die because you shared them too soon with the wrong audience? Not everything needs to be announced. Not every step needs to be documented. Some things are meant to be built in silence, protected from the noise of the world. Success tastes sweeter when it's earned, not when it's constantly talked about. The moment you stop seeking validation, the moment you stop explaining yourself, the moment you stop giving people access to things they have no business knowing, you become untouchable. You become someone who moves with confidence, with clarity, with purpose. You become unstoppable. In a world addicted to oversharing, privacy is a superpower. Learn to use it wisely.